I have 32 years of military service as an Army service member, and my husband has 20 years. So we are Army vets, and we decided that we wanted to retire because the Army life does take a beating on you sometimes, especially during the last few years of our retirement or our service because of all the deployments. But I would not trade a single day for anything with my service. Being a veteran, I think you start to appreciate some of the things that, someone who has not served in any branch of service would have. You have a respect for America, you have a respect for the land, you have a respect for other people, you understand teamwork, you understand helping each other. I did take a course that was called Soldier to Agriculture. It was initially the program was owned by NC State, and it was a way to connect and to learn. So my husband and I bought this property. It's 40 acres in 2016. And at the time we had a dog named Shiloh, and she used to like to wander around the property with us, and she developed cancer shortly after we bought the property. And we decided that she needed to be buried here. And because she was the first resident here, because we had not moved in yet, it became Shiloh Acres. So when we first started this farm, my husband and I thought, well, we've got all this acreage, let's try to make money with it. And at the time I really didn't have hardly any products that I was making, and we didn't have any meats. We had some chickens, so we had eggs. We had some ducks, so we had eggs. But we were making soap, goat milk soap and things like that, and then we started getting some animals because we had all the property, and he was tired of mowing. And so he said, let's get something that will eat the grass. So we ended up with some hogs, some American guinea hogs from someone that was trying to downsize. And it was probably the best thing we ever did. It was kind of chaotic at first. We had 2 boars and 1 sow that was delivered within a couple weeks of each other. And the sow was in heat, and she busted down the cattle panel and had a boyfriend. And we ended up with a lot of piglets, and it just kind of grew from there. And the meat of the American guinea hog is nothing like I had ever had. So there are plenty of challenges raising pigs outdoors. We try to keep ours on pasture as much as we can. And they are in an area right now that's just over an acre. And shelter is a problem, because when you take that many hogs and you put them in a place that they can't knock it down. So we have finally figured that out. They do have a stable shelter now. They get lots of straw during the winter and when it's raining and things like that, So they also feeding them when it's raining, because we have food bowls for them that we have made out of some old barrels of coconut oil barrels. And then we've got some other rubber bins and stuff that we put their food in. But I don't have a food bowl for every single hog that we have. So a lot of times their food has to go on the ground. So that's a challenge. You're always looking for high ground to put their food on. The other challenge is that they can be very strong. And if they want something on the other side of the fence, they're going to figure out how to do it. They're going to get over there and they're going to get what they want. The best thing to me about being on a farm is that it's therapeutic. Working with animals is not like working with people. People can communicate with you, and people have emotions that a lot of animals don't have that can be a challenge for a good, healthy work environment. But these animals they're just loving. They just want to be fed and pet. Even all of our American guinea hogs, they love belly rubs. And so that's probably the best thing, is that, when you've got some downtime in your day and you just go sit out in the pasture with the hogs.